Once again, it's day 2 of I Love My Job Week. Ciara is back in the building. Basic Instinct is the name of the album.
Yes.
Why Basic Instinct?
Well, I'm taking it back to the basics on this record. I'm giving my fans a bit of what I know they love from me in the beginning, and I'm still sharing my growth, but I mean, just taking it back to that. There's a little aggressiveness that I always had when I started, and I wanted to make sure that that was on the record. And it's like just a really lot of elements from the beginning of my career that I just really like, that were a really big part of who I am and defining who I am. So, you know, those records I can play in the streets all the way to the suburbs, all the way to the UK, you know what I mean? So that's really important to me, and I just feel like that this album is going to really embody that. My fans are going to be thoroughly pleased.
What are some of the lessons you learned from your last album that you took into this project?
Things that I learned from my last album, well, I guess really it is about just, again, going back to the basics. But on my last album, I'm very proud of it. It was a fantasy ride album, and it was one of my albums that didn't perform as well as the other ones, but it still doesn't take away from how great I felt the work was, you know what I mean? But I guess if anything, it's just to really keep working hard, you know, you got to keep pushing, and it's a lot of good things that came out of that experience. So I got good things, and I got some things that kind of, again, just took me back to, I got to put on my sneakers. I haven't worn sneakers in a long time. So I'm throwing my kicks back on, you know, and it was a lot of things that kind of made me say, that was fun. I experimented with like superhero themes and like really crazy creative ideas. And I said, you know what, my sneakers are missing, my baggy jeans are, I just kind of like said I'm going to go back to a little bit of that. So.
You look like you're having fun now.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun.
All right.
I feel so blessed right now. Very excited.
Well, we're bringing it back to the basics. So I got some Basic Instinct questions for you right now. Well, off the title. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So you got to let me know if this will be your Basic Instinct or not. Okay. Scenario number 1. Let's say you've been dating somebody for only 1 month, but somehow you forgot that yesterday was his birthday. What would your basic instincts tell you to do?
Well, my basic instincts would never let me forget that, but if that happened, I would do everything to show them that I really didn't mean to forget. I would feel so bad though. Like that doesn't even sound right. Like 1 month of knowing somebody and then you forget the birthday. Yeah, I would do everything to show them that I'm sorry, and that I would go out of my way to make up for it. That would be so bad.
But everything is vague. What's one thing out of everything that you would do, just to let him know?
I don't know. Of course, give them 10,000 kisses.
It sounds like a good makeup birthday.
10,000 kisses for sure. Maybe cook for them, do all kind of stuff. I don't know.
Sweet.
Whatever they like, I would make sure that I would tap into whatever it is they really liked, and then, you know, I'm a tomboy, so I would just really have fun with them and make it a really fun day, and they'll forget about the fact that I forgot about it.
Nice, nice. All right, scenario 2. Let's say that a certain blog is always talking trash about you, right? And they make up stories that are completely false and all true, like some of the blogs do. Now, one day, the same bloggers are trying to get an invite to your album release party. Yeah. What does your basic instinct tell you to do?
My basic instinct tells me kick them out. Not playing. My basic instinct tells me to actually let them in. You know, haters are going to always be around. And that's one thing that I've learned over the years, and it's also helped me to be very tough. So, you know, if somebody wants to be funny like that, I let them in and let them enjoy the fun and let them just be in that whole world they want to be in, because they're not going to stop the show.
I feel like the bloggers have shifted, though. I feel like they show you a lot of love now.
I have to say my fans have been holding me down, and it was one period... It was one period where I kind of experienced like a lot of like crazy energy, you know, and I guess it happens to all artists, you know what I mean? And I have to say that I've been feeling the love, like I really have, and thank you to everybody out there for all your love. It's really sweet.
Yeah, all right. Third and final scenario right here. Let's say there's a guy who really likes you, he wants to be with you, but he has some baby mama drama and he's always on tour because he's also in the music business. What does your basic instinct tell you to do?
Well, I don't really do with the baby mama drama.
Really? That's not your thing?
No. I think it's important to communicate and talk about it. And if it gets too heavy, then you kind of got to like rethink the whole situation. But I'd be like, look, this ain't quite working right. And baby mama drama, like when you say that, like you meaning he's not being, like she's giving me a hard time?
I mean, she's back there stage right now with a frying pan ready to hit you.
Oh, no,
it's drama.
No. No, that's not going to go down.
That's not good.
No. We would definitely have to have a real serious conversation, because I think it's important for men, when they have that, to kind of help take care of that as well. Like, they got to kind of step up, too, and let the baby mama know, like, hey, this is a new day, this is my new girl, this is who I like, and you got to respect that. And I think a lot of times that does come from the man being a part of that. Like, it's not just on us women to say, hey, this is going on, like the man has to help us too. They make it easier. Like I don't know if men really know that, but they really do help us in those situations. Like if they step up and speak up, like the woman she does what you allow her to do. Like the more power you give her, the more that she'll be. So a baby mama, if you play on their whole emotion, their whole thing, then they'll really come 10 times hard.
Nah, I feel you.
So that's important.
Nah, I be having to check Oprah when she sees me flirting with you. I be having to tell her like, listen, baby mama, you gotta relax.
Oh, that's what it
You gotta
is.
calm down.